It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another live Q&A video. This is going to be Q&A number 106, if I'm not wrong, or 206, sorry, 206. Before we start, no spoilers in the chat, and this is we're talking about spoilers from season 10, episode 12. If you've watched the episode, which I don't think you have because it's not out yet on AMC Premiere even, but if you know anything, don't spoil it. Don't put it on the chat. Don't talk about it. But with that, let's jump into the questions from the chat. Ronnie Thomas, hi Ash, how are you? Glad you could join, Ronnie Thomas. Ronnie asks, my first question, do you think there's a chance Gamma might die? Yeah, I mean, there is a chance, but I don't know whether they're going that route. I think that it makes more sense for them to utilize Gamma in the final story arc for Alpha. I've talked about that before on my previous video, but there is a chance, like there's a slight chance she will die. But I still think that she'll be there until the end, until we get to see what happens with Alpha. I don't want to go into detail because I talked about that on my video, but I do think there's a chance they might kill her after that. But if they kill her before that, then depends what they do with it and how they do it. But I think she'll be underutilized a little bit if they do that. Ronnie, who do you think will die in the next episode? Funny you ask. I'm actually doing my death predictions for 10/12 right after this stream. So I'll talk about that in that video. So you can stay tuned until that comes out. Maybe like an hour or maybe even half an hour after this stream is done. Probably an hour because it's going to take me like about 10 minutes to record it and then another 15 minutes to edit it and post it. So probably best case scenario in the next hour after the stream is done, my death prediction video should be out. Ronnie Thomas, do you think the sneak peek we see with Negan and Aaron confirms Negan is a spy? Yeah, I think it does give away that he is. I think not just this episode and this sneak peek, but the previous episode and the episode before. Like ever since we've come back and we've seen Negan, he's given a lot of clues that, you know, he has a master plan. I've talked about all of those in other videos, but I do think that that sneak peek with Aaron and Negan is another solid reason or a clue that Negan is a spy. Epic Zombie Killer. Kiona Hayash, my opinion, this half is just getting better and better. It's making the first half actually meaningful. I still thought first half was good. It was a little slow at times, maybe too slow at times, but overall I did enjoy the first half. I thought it was, obviously it was set up for the second half. They could have trimmed a little bit of the fat in the first half, but they decided to drag it out just a little tiny bit so that the actual war part of this Whisper story comes in the second half. But I do agree that the second half is better, gets better and better with each episode, and I have been enjoying it really, really, I've been enjoying it a lot this second half. And I think 10:09, I was a little, or I'm not too sure about still. I think I'm 50-50, like I enjoyed it, but it could have been done a lot better. But 10-11, 10-12, or 10-10, 10-11 were awesome. Each episode got a lot better. 10-12 seems like it's going to be awesome as well. Epic Zombie Killer Kiona Hayash, what do you think happened to Dog? And do you think he's still alive? Or will he be killed off? I'm hoping he's alive. I think he's alive. There was a clip from Talking Dead on AMC's Walking Dead channel or YouTube channel, and it was an interview with Norman Reedus. I don't know which episode it was for, but he said Dog is alive. He'll be back. So he's there. I don't think they'll kill him off. especially not off screen. If they even do it, I don't think they'll do it off screen. Not that it matters too much, but believe it or not, the dog has a following. Anna Twink, hi all. Glad you could join, Anna. Ronnie Thomas, how do you think Judith killing his first human will affect her? I think it'll definitely affect her in a way where she'll not become cold-hearted, but she'll lose a little bit of her innocence, just a little bit. You know what I mean? But I do think it'll be very, very interesting and a great progression for her story arc. Anna Twink, did something happen to Doug? I thought he was at Hilltop. Yeah, nothing happened to him. Epic Zombie Killer was just asking where he's been because he hasn't been shown on screen for like a couple episodes now. But he's probably alive, most likely alive at this point. Or he was confirmed to be alive. Norman Reedus said that, but he's most likely going to come back at some point. Anna Twink, or did I miss? I think I missed one. Ronnie Thomas, how do you think Beta reacted when Negan gets his mask? Or reacts? We didn't see it. I don't think he would have been too happy because he knows what that means. And it's not like he's just any type of, or any other type of whisperer who just gets a mask. So I'm sure that Beta found a little bit of competition, or sees Negan as a bit of a competition. And I don't think he liked what he saw with him being promoted in a way. Anna Twink, has the next episode dropped in USA? No, not yet. It airs Sunday, but on AMC Premiere, people do get it tonight, Friday night. I might be able to watch online. Like, I'm in Canada, I don't get AMC Premiere, but I might be able to somehow watch it online. And the only reason I watch it, and I wouldn't watch it otherwise early, the only reason I watch it is people spoil stuff. The episode is not even out, even on AMC Premiere, and I've had 2 things spoiled for me. 2 things. I'm extremely pissed off at that. But that's the only reason I watch, because I'm on YouTube, I'm checking out stuff, I'm reading some comments. I rather just like watch it early than have it spoiled for me. That's the only reason I watch it early. But so yeah, I might be able to watch it early tonight. If I do, then our Sunday Q&A will probably be split. Last time I just did like a spoiler Q&A where we talked about the episode, but this time I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna split it, so like the first 15 minutes is gonna be non-spoiler, and I will not answer any spoiler questions. I'll actually ask people not to post spoilers for the questions. But after the 15 minutes, I'll put out a spoiler warning, and then it's basically a free spoiler chat where you can talk about the episode because I watched it already, and I'm assuming everyone who's on at that point would have watched it already as well. Ronnie Thomas, for me, Magna is dead. Yeah, I think Connie has a better chance of surviving than Magna. Anna Twink, this was on the trailer. Judith killing a whisperer, she thought it was a zombie. That was rough. Yeah, it was a sneak peek. But yeah, actually it was the opening minutes. Opening minutes sneak peek. But yeah, that was rough. I really enjoyed that scene though. In that 4-minute, a lot happened. I talk about that in my sneak peek breakdown, but a lot of stuff happened in that 4-minute in the sneak peek. And I think it was great. Like, everything came together. It wasn't like just killing zombies and killing whispers. There was a mini story involved in all of that. Ronnie Thomas, if Negan kills Alpha, Beta will be so pissed off. Yeah, absolutely. I think they might, in the TV show, they might be doing it so that they die pretty close together. Because in the comics, there was a little bit of a gap between Alpha and Beta's death. But in the show, I think it'll be a lot closer. It has to be. I mean, we're on episode 12. If this is going to be Alpha's episode, or final episode, which it seems like it is, and 13 is Michonne's episode, 14 and 15 are very, very likely to be Beta's final episode. So that's what I mean. Like, they're pretty close together. It's not like 6 or 7 episodes apart. So yeah. And remember, in the comics, Alpha died before the Hilltop battle. In the show, they're doing it differently. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Anna Twink, Ash, I loved your assessment prediction of the next episode. I think it was bang on. I think Aaron will find out Negan is okay. Yeah, I think, again, parts of that prediction I know are wrong at this point because I know some spoilers, but I still feel good about that prediction for the most part. For the parts that are not overlapping the spoilers, if you know what I mean. But I feel pretty confident about that prediction. I think it all makes sense, like, logically. So, like, they've been planting the seed for everything that I kind of talked about in that video, or most of it. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A hash. I know this isn't Walking Dead related, but are you a fan of Scooby-Doo? No, not really. Anna Twank, what did you have spoiled, Ash? Just hint if you don't want to say. I don't even know if there's a way to hint at it because it's going to give it away. Let's just say someone's death, not Alpha, but someone else's death was spoiled for me. Who kills them was also spoiled for me. And someone showing up was also spoiled for me. If true. Like, I don't know if it's true. I didn't dig around, obviously. So these days, you don't know. Like, they could be lying, but when someone says this is my prediction and it's like very like detailed, you're like, is that really your prediction or is it a spoiler presented as a prediction? You know what I mean? So I don't know, maybe it wasn't a spoiler, but it was just a little too specific to be a spoiler or to be just a prediction, I mean. Ronnie Thomas, how do you think the trip to find Stephanie will play out? I think Eugene will tell someone, or someone will find out. Ezekiel's situation is going to get bad a little bit. They're going to think about what they can do. They're going to see that maybe they have stuff there at that community, or Ezekiel, for whatever reason, is just going to tag along with Yumiko and Eugene, and they're just going to travel to the location that Stephanie said, like where she is. And, of course, based on the comics, they're going to run into Princess. What was her name? I don't remember. How do I not remember her name? Anyway, they're going to run into Princess at some point. From the time they leave Alexandria till the time they reach Commonwealth. Or wherever they're going. They're not going to Commonwealth yet. It's just an intermediate location where they're going to meet up, but they're eventually going to get to Commonwealth. Ronnie Thomas, how do you think Commonwealth will look like? I think it'll be a city. Like it'll be a city. Like they'll just film in like a small town or a city. They don't have to do much preparation. It's like they're filming in your neighborhood. You know what I mean? It'll look something like that. It won't look apocalyptic at all, like the setting. If they're following the comics. Anna Twink, I think they're going to find a radiotherapy machine and meds for Ezekiel, which is what he needs. Yeah, absolutely. I think another thing that comes to my mind is they might not even know. Let me think. Because, yeah, I think there's a chance they might communicate with Stephanie again, and she might tell them about the fact that they have medical equipment or something like that. And that's going to get Eugene thinking, maybe I can tag or bring Ezekiel along. Epic Zombie Killer, from what it looks like, this is going to be like the worst. Wait. It's looking like the Whisper War will split into season 11. You mean spill over? Or yeah, you said spill over. I don't know why I said split. Spill over into season 11. I don't think so. I think the Whispers arc will probably end by episode 15. And episode 16 forward, and or season 11 will just focus on Commonwealth. There may be some Whispers who remain, but Alpha and Beta will die at that point, and the Whispers arc as we know it will be completed. Animated Alex, Sabash, am I late? Glad you could join, Alex. No, you're not too late. You're like 20 minutes late, but this stream is probably going to be like 35-40 minutes, so you still have some time to ask questions. Anna Twink, I hope they keep Beta alive for longer to come back at some unexpected point to get revenge for Alpha. The comic Beta death was lame. Yes and no. Yes, because it was lame. No, because I loved that it happened the way it did, because it was just as unexpected and out of nowhere as Alpha's death. You know what I mean? But I do see where you're coming from. It was a little lame. They could improve it a lot, but I liked that it felt like it was out of nowhere. Anna Twink, I've kept away from spoilers this season because I read the comic. I already know a lot, so I want at least some surprises. Yeah, and I would do the same, but it's a little tougher when you're trying to create content. You have to do research, you read comments here and there, you go on social media. So it's a lot harder to avoid it. So that's why, because I know that it's going to be super difficult to stay away from spoilers, I'm going to at least try to watch the episode as soon as it's out, so that I minimize the chances of getting spoiled. Epic Zombie Killer, Stephanie. Yeah, Stephanie is the radio lady, but I was talking about what Princess's real name is. That's the name I was drawing a blank on. I still don't remember. It's at the tip of my tongue, but I just don't remember her name for some reason. I am Alpha. What's up, my man? How are you, Alpha? Glad you could join. We are not Whispers here, so don't try to recruit us. Anna Twink, her name was just Princess, wasn't it? She had another name. Princess something. I don't remember. Let me check it out. I know she had a real name. Or am I just going crazy? I feel like she had a name. Juanita, there we go. Juanita Sanchez was her real name. I don't know if it's Juanita or Juanita, but it's just like what do you call it? Spanish name, isn't it? I don't know how you pronounce it. I think she's supposed to be Mexican in the comics, and I think the actress playing her is Mexican as well. Giuseppe De Rosa, I'm late. What's up, Ash? Glad you could join, Giuseppe. Yeah, you're a little late, but we're going to go for another like 20 minutes, so we still have some time. Animated Alex, does Carol die in that spoiler? Oh, in the spoiler I have? No, I can tell you it's not about Carol. I can say that much. Anna Twink, yeah, right, Daryl will kill her. Yeah, I read that, what do you call it, rumor or prediction or whatever, that Carol kills, or Daryl kills Alpha. No, not Alpha. That Daryl kills Carol, and I lulled immediately. Animated Alex C. Gimple, that's how you do a cliffhanger. Take notes from this episode. 10-12? I knew that it was going to have a cliffhanger, but yeah. I'm going to have to see it. I haven't watched. No spoilers, please. I haven't watched the episode. Not yet. I might watch tonight. Epic Zombie Killer, I'm talking about the Whisper Horde. The Whisper Horde. Let me see. What was your previous comment? Not sure what this is connected to, Epic Zombie Killer. I'm talking about the Whisperer Horde. Let me know what you mean by that. Giuseppe De Rosa, Daryl and Rick versus Beta. They can take down Beta. If they outsmart him again. If they outsmart him. Giuseppe De Rosa. The most underrated character was probably Jesus. The most underrated character. Yeah, Jesus would be one for sure. Underrated. I would say, yeah, Jesus is a pretty good pick. I had someone else in mind. Now I don't remember. But yeah, Jesus is a good pick. I Am Alpha. Remember this summer when we were talking about the first half of season 10 was the Whisper War and the second war was gonna focus on the New World Order stuff. Yeah. I still think they could have done that. Because like I said, they did drag it the first half with the Cold War feel a little bit too much. A little bit. They could have I could easily have seen them structure it so that everything we see in the second half so far was done in the first half. And maybe they could have had the ending of the previous episode be the cliffhanger for the mid-season. And then we could come back, finish the Whispers arc in the next 2-3 episodes, and then jump into the Commonwealth and, dive a little bit more into that. Obviously, if they did that, they would need to trim down the fat from the first half a little bit, which I definitely think they could have done. Giuseppe De Rosa, what if Andrew Lincoln stayed and they just had him as a background character like Jerry? Then they would have lost their mind if they did that. And I don't think Andrew Lincoln would be up for that. I mean, why would he? Why would he go from being the main character, the one that is the face of the show, to someone who is a background character? You know what I mean? Animated Alex, Ash, did you notice the Whisperer used the same trap as Negan and the Saviors used on Rick's group? Yes, I did. Absolutely. I actually have a things you may have missed and Easter eggs for the last episode planned. I was gonna put it out earlier this week, but I just didn't get the chance. There was other videos that came up that I wanted to do first, but that's one of the things I'm gonna talk about in that video. I'll post that tomorrow night probably. I'm backed up on videos. I have the death prediction video for 10/12, which I'm putting out tonight. I also want to do a video about World Beyond. They have released some new pictures and a promo picture for a poster. So I'll talk about that. So that's 2 videos. I wanted to do another video on the announcement about, what do you call it? Last of Us TV show. I did one video on that, but I wanted to do some prediction video on that. So that's coming, like how I think the season's going to be structured. Like that's going to be coming. So that's like three videos I think planned. Easter egg video, like I said, it's going to be coming tomorrow night. So I'm backed up on videos a little bit. So you're going to have to bear with me until I get caught up again. The stream quality is low, it seems. So I'm going to restart the stream real quick and then jump back into the questions. Okay, so we are back. Hopefully there isn't a lag anymore. Anyway, Giuseppe De Rosa, because Negan told Alpha to do that with the roadblock. Yeah, it was. And again, I'll talk about that in my video tomorrow night. But yeah, it absolutely was a callback, and Negan probably was the mastermind behind that. Giuseppe De Rosa, I want to see Michonne already. You gotta wait another week, man. Gotta wait another week. Animated Alex, yeah, I know, but it was cool. The roadblock, yeah, that was a cool callback. Just let me know that the episode comes out 9 p.m. on Fridays. 9 p.m. Eastern or what? I don't know. Like again, I don't get AMC Premiere, so I don't know when it's out. But I'll watch tonight for sure. Actually, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. Depends. If I can find it tonight, then tonight. If not, then tomorrow. I am Alpha. Did you know Comic Beta was gay? I did not. I did not know that. Epic Zombie Killer. When I asked about the Whisperer spilling into season 11, I'm talking about the Whisperer Horde. Like dealing with the Horde, yeah, that'll probably be spilled over. Yeah, probably. It's too big of a horde for them to just take care of in like 2 episodes. If they want to do it justice, if they want to like make it realistic how they handle the herd. And I don't mean like spend an entire episode leading a herd. I don't mean that, but they could like drag it a little bit just to show that it's not like a quick thing because it was a massive herd. Like they could have every episode, they're like, okay, we're taking care of Whisper's herd. We did this or we did that. And then at some point be like, seems to be the last of them or something. Like we don't necessarily need to see them lead the herd away, but we need to have the characters, what's the word? Saying that or talking about it and for us to see that they're dealing with it still. I am Alpha. I think the Whisper War stuff could have started in 10:06 to 10:08 and kept away from the cave stuff. Yeah, like there were a few episodes in the first half that they could have completely taken out. The Siddiq stuff was dragged a little bit too much. The Dante stuff, I didn't like anyway, but if they wanted to do it, fine. They could have like trimmed it a little bit. The cave stuff could have gone. I agree. The Carol Alpha showdown earlier on in the season, that was wasted time, I feel like, because it didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like if it had something that came out of it, sure. But and don't tell me Alpha expanding her territory is what came out of that. They could have done that in less time. You know what I mean? For the amount of effort and for the amount of time spent building that scene up, nothing much came out of it. So they could have trimmed that down a little bit. Like them going to Oceanside and Virgil's stuff and all of that could have been trimmed a little bit. So yeah, there's a lot of things that could have been trimmed. And I do agree that the war could have been 10:06 to 10:08. Like they could have had the Cold War be the next 4 or 5 episodes and then 6, 7, 8, 3 episodes and then spill over into episode 9. They could have had the Whisper war and the battles and all of that. Anna Twink, I'll be the first to mention the C word, what's happening with everyone regarding COVID-19. I think Britain and American policy is disastrous. I'm an ex-ITU nurse. They may call me back. Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult situation. I don't know. It's a bit of like paranoia and panic, but at the same time, it's not like it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? So I think it's a mixture of both. And I do think that, yeah, they haven't, like, no one's planned for it and no one's dealing with it the right way. Animated Alex, remember the herd in season 8 finale? Imagine it attacked Alexandria like in No Way Out. Horde but way bigger. Yeah, and I think that's what we wanted to see, even in the comics. A mixture of All Out War and No Way Out with the Whispers, but we didn't really see that, so that's disappointing. Obviously, it doesn't seem like they're doing that in the show either. Epic Zombie Killer, technically, Rick in the comics actually was rarely in the Whisper War. In the comics, so him still being in the show wouldn't have changed anything. Um, yeah, that's a good point. Let me think. Did we see any scene or anything between Alpha and Rick in the comics? I think it was small. We may have seen some things, but it was small probably. Yeah, I see where you're coming from though. Anna Twink, make sure you guys protect your elderly family, keep them isolated, use gel, wash hands, go shopping for them, please. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is with the COVID-19, it may not necessarily impact you directly, but it impacts everyone around you. You know what I mean? So it's a thing where, with people saying that, no one's at risk or whatever. Yeah, there are groups that are not at risk, but there are groups that are absolutely at risk. And when we say use caution and wash your hands or do whatever, it's not so that you're safe necessarily. That's part of it too, but it's so that you make sure everyone around you is also safe. Because something that may not necessarily impact you, if you get it, will be like disastrous for someone else. So that's how I see it. Animated Alex, Negan and Alpha will bang again into Kevin, lol. Probably not. Probably not. Negan's not going to see any freaky dicky anytime soon. Anna Twink and Ash, do you think will... Oh, wait. Who do you think will take Rick's place with Negan surrounded in the house? Gabriel or Daryl? I don't necessarily think they're going to do that anymore. They did a remixed version of that during All Out War with Gabriel and Negan. So I don't think we'll see that. If they do it, then they could give it to Daryl this time because they gave it to Gabriel already once, right? And I don't think it makes sense. But they could give it to Daryl. But then again, we're way too into the war now. It's too late for that. Like, the herd already came to Hilltop, and I don't think that the herd is going to go to Alexandria again, right? Or they're not going to have the herd go to Alexandria now. So I think we're past that point. But if they do it, then Daryl probably. Wet Fart? That's a great channel name anyway. Do you think Daryl should get Rick's comic death? If they do it, and I don't necessarily think they should, because they could do that in the movies, but if they do it, I think they can obviously give it to Daryl. I don't think anyone else can get that. I'm just kidding. They could give it to a lot of people. It's just that it has to flow. Like, in the comics, Rick's death wasn't just a death. There was a lot of things leading to it, and it led to a lot more things. So you have to make sure all of those things are in place. I did a video on this already, like talking about who could get that death, and it was like a 15-minute video, so you can go and check that out. Daryl is a character they could give that to, maybe Carol. There are some characters who could get it, but again, it has to fit. Like, everything has to come together right. I Am Alpha. I love this season when Negan in the scene, they actually play the Saviors theme song. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I was gonna, or another thing I was gonna mention in my things you may have missed in Easter eggs tomorrow night. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Negan's theme is playing when they find the roadblock, which is awesome. Oh, what happened? Where did we go? Just Happy Rosa. I love that Negan scene where Negan is like, holy shit, you're a badass. Yeah, I mean, that's not really what he was thinking. He was really thinking, you know, I can't wait till I get you. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was funny. Animated Alex, when Daryl was walking out with his hurt leg, I was thinking, Daryl, man, get some rest and heal up. Your injuries need a break. Yeah, but he was fine. I mean, he's got a plot armor, and He's got actual armor, and it's Hollywood, so he's fine. I'm Alpha. This is Cade Woody, by the way, so if you want to call me that, you can. Oh, okay. I'll just call you I am Alpha. I like that better. Animated Alex, yeah, Anna, I'm good. Okay, you are just talking to Anna. Just hope there's that people need to chill out about the coronavirus. I think it's a mixture of people not taking it too seriously and people taking it way, way, way too seriously. I think people need to find the right balance. Just hope there's that's a new flu without a vaccine. That's the important part. There's no vaccine yet, so that I think that's the key thing. Why we are where we are now, right? With all the paranoia and everything. And it's kind of like the flu, but it's not really like the flu because it spreads a lot faster and a lot more than the flu does, and there's no vaccine for it. So take these two things into account, and it impacts some vulnerable groups like the elderly and people with pre-existing medical problems the most. So you also got to think about that. So someone who's completely healthy, like in their 20s, may not necessarily be impacted as much as someone who's elderly, right? So it's you have to be cautious. That's the only thing. Not just for you, but for people around you who may not necessarily be able to handle it as well as your body can. Animated Alex, Negan versus the Governor versus Alpha. Who would win, you mean? I would say depends. If Alpha doesn't have her horde, I would say she's gone pretty early on in that fight. So it'll be between the Governor and Negan. And I think the Governor is cuckoo and not stable, so Negan can probably outsmart him. And then Rebecca Mendes versus Rick. Badass Rick can take them all. Let's be honest. Badass Rick can take anyone down. Animated Alex, the coronavirus is like Ebola virus, but worse. It's very contagious. That's the biggest thing. It's way more contagious than anything else we've seen, and there's no vaccine for it. Animated Alex versus Judith, Rebecca, LOL. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A, or Hey Ash, my opinion, so far the Whisper War in the comics was actually better. It feels more dense and chaotic, whereas in the show it's a little slow and dragged out. I like the comic version less, to be honest. And it's because the build-up, like the Whisper War was built up way better than the comics. The war itself, there's moments I absolutely love a lot more in the show than the comics. But there are moments that I do agree with you. They have been dragging it out and it's been slow. But overall, looking at the Whispers arc from beginning to end, I enjoyed the TV show version a lot more than the comic version. Giuseppe De Rosa, the war just started. Yeah, but it's like a 2-episode war. Let's be honest. It's gonna end next week, right? Or in tonight's episode, it's pretty much gonna end for the most part. So it was like a 2-3 episode war. Animated Alex, I think the people that don't have problem with Negan, I think are Judith, Gabriel, and Eugene. Maybe Michonne and Lydia. I think you should include Daryl in that as well. Like after Daryl talked to Lydia, after Negan saved Lydia, Daryl, his mentality towards Negan really changed too. Epic Zombie Killer, my opinion, Alexandria got off easy compared to Hilltop. I agree. I completely agree. I mean, Hilltop burned to the ground. How much worse can it be? Um, what if Daryl has to kill Lydia or kill to keep them safe when they are at Commonwealth? Kill Lydia to keep them safe. I don't understand your question. Like, why would he need to kill them to keep them safe? That that's counterintuitive. He's killing them. I don't think he will. Like in any circumstance, I don't think Daryl is killing Lydia or Carol. Um, Anna Twink, it's an extended episode this week. Sorry if that question has been asked. Or is it an extended? I don't know. I hope it is. I mean, we need it to be for the amount of stuff I think we're going to see, but I don't know if it is for sure. Alpha, which theme song do you prefer, Negan and the Saviors or Alpha and the Whispers? Do Alpha and the Whispers have a theme song? I didn't know they did. I like Negan's theme though. That's a pretty awesome theme. I am Alpha, me personally, the Whisper and Alpha theme. It's just so creepy. I don't remember their theme, honestly. But the Saviors and Negans is cool too. Animated Alex, it was touching when Daryl said, I'll never hate you to Carol, telling us they don't care how much they damage each other. In the end, they're loyal to one another till the end. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty awesome scene. Giuseppe De Rosa, Ash coughs, Negan, holy shit. Yeah, I mean, if you see me coughing at any point during this stream or any time in the future, know that it's probably just my allergies. I'm just kidding. Anna Twink, I prefer the Whisperer too, but I love both. I don't remember the Whisperer's theme, honestly. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just not remembering. But yeah, I remember the Negan and Saviors theme very well. Animated Alex, Rick can't fight, and he destroyed the fear characters minus Morgan out of that. Can't fight and had it destroyed the... I don't understand that question, Animated Alex. I don't know if that's a question even, but yeah. Anyway, I am Alpha, Twink, or at Anna Twink agreed. Giuseppe Rosa, Rick is like the Hulk. The angrier he is, the more stronger he is. Yeah, the only difference, he doesn't turn green, like the Incredible Hulk. Rebecca Mendez, who wouldn't destroy the fear characters? They are too peaceful and all about helping. Yeah, I mean, they ruined Morgan and Morgan ruined fear. It was already ruined, but Morgan just accelerated that destruction. Giuseppe De Rosa, do you think they should show the Whisperers Lydia? Then they won't respect Alpha no more. I hope that's coming. I think it makes sense. It fits the story very well. Very well. It's been what they've been teasing at and leading towards. Wet fart, sorry, I mean to say the rest of his people. Oh, does he have to, or if he has to kill Carol and or Lydia to save the rest of his people? I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I do think he is gonna kill someone. He's gonna get Rick's kill where Rick in the comics kills Dwight. I think Daryl is gonna get that. I don't think he'll have to kill Carol or Lydia though, if that's what you're referring to. I think that'll probably be either Mary or Alden. I mean, like the person who's gonna get Dwight's death. Animated Alex, what if Rick and Jadis had a baby? LOL, just kidding. Yeah, that better be a joke. I mean, Rashomon fans will riot. Rebecca Mendez, which character would take Dwight's arc at Commonwealth? I mentioned that. Either Alden or Mary. They could have any of the two be the one that takes that. They're very similar characters in a way. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. Hey Ash, my opinion, I have no hype or expectations for Fear Season 6. It's definitely going to be worse than Season 5. Fear is a laughingstock and a joke. I agree with that. Animated Alex, no one will mention Carol and Ezekiel pouring the Bisquick. Yes, no one will. Giuseppe Dorza, you see the CDC shows up to Ash house in the middle of the stream. Laughed my ass off. That's some real Walking Dead shit. Yeah. I mean, did you not see the CDC? Okay, they've been hiding, so that's good. You haven't seen them. They're just waiting for my stream to end, and then they're gonna take me. Epic Zombie Killer. My opinion, I'm guessing AMC understands that we hate Fear, and that's why they pushed it back and put World Beyond in its place. That could be that's a great observation. Yeah, that could be it. Giuseppe Rosa. Animated Alex, I'm saying Rick would alone take down Fear Gang, and he can't fight. Oh yeah, in the comics at this point, yeah. Giuseppe Rosa, which character has been through the worst in the whole apocalypse? Carol? I think Carol. Carol and Rick. Both. Animated Alex, when can we expect a dog backstory episode? LOL. I have some exclusive information from season 11. 1101 is going to be exclusively a dog episode, backstory for dog, and we're not going to see anyone. We're just going to see dog. And they're going to tell us what happened to him before the apocalypse. And it turns out Alpha is the real owner of dog before the apocalypse. Spoiler alert, everyone. Rebecca Mendez, there was Maggie's up there. She's been through a lot. Yeah, Maggie too. Maggie, Carol, and Rick. I think Carol first, because she's basically lost all of her children. And then Rick, because he lost his family. And then, actually no, Maggie and then Rick. Maggie, she lost more people, I think. People like from her family than Rick did in the apocalypse. So I think Carol, Maggie, and then Rick. Anna Twink, I think I know who dies as per the trailer, and if so, my heart is broken. Yeah, the teaser or the trailer did hint at a few deaths for sure. Giuseppe Dorza, we haven't seen Negan and Carol talk to each other yet. No, we have not seen had a scene between them. But earlier on this season, they did say we're going to see a scene between them, and it's going to be awesome. And I hope it's this episode, and I hope it's the scene that we all think it is. Rebecca Mendez, Alex, I'm waiting impatiently for this episode. Yeah, apparently it's coming tonight at 9 p.m. I don't know Eastern or Western or Eastern time or whatever the time zone is for it, but apparently it's coming tonight on AMC Premiere. I'm going to try to watch tonight if I can. I don't get AMC Premiere, but I'm going to try to see if I can find it and watch it. Giuseppe Rosa, Rick has been through a lot of shit, and Maggie, yeah, absolutely. Anna Twank, a dog backstory would be great on YouTube with camera work following his nose along the ground. Yeah, I mean, they can do a lot of stuff with a dog backstory. I was going to make a joke, but it was a terrible joke, so I didn't say it. I'm Alpha World Beyond seems to be good just from the promotional stuff, but I hate the whole happy, upbeat, woohoo VR teens music going on in the trailers. Yeah, that I'm not a fan of. I did like it initially, but it's too much now. We've been going for 54 minutes, so we'll go for another maybe 5 minutes, and that'll be the end of the stream. Animated Alex, how much do you think Morgan moved on from Dwayne and Jenny? I think he's moved on, but I think there's still a chance he might go cuckoo if he gets into talking about them again. Giuseppe De Rosa, which is the best base in the whole Walking Dead so far? Which is the best base? What do you mean best base? You mean like location to stay at? I would say Alexandria or Hilltop, one of the two. I would say prison, but you can't grow anything at the prison, right? Giuseppe De Rosa, are we going to get a dog-only episode? Laugh my ass off. Yes, we are. It'll be a webisode. Anakin Skywalker, I'm watching the episode right now, but not giving any spoilers. Thank you for not giving spoilers. But I hope you enjoyed the episode, because then that would mean that it's a good episode. Giuseppe De Rosa, which villain... Can't say it. Which villain, there we go, is the weakest? Weakest villain. I would say the wolves. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. One thing I do like is in episode 11 of this season, Carol is starting to slow down. She's not being as reckless as episode 9. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It shows that she's finally coming to her senses. Animated Alex, Ezekiel has it rough as well. Ash, I mean, he lost his tiger, man, for frick's sake. Yeah, Ezekiel is up there too, for sure. Anakin Skywalker, you got Cinema HD? No, I do not. Is that where you're watching it from? Giuseppe De Rosa, what if Negan was Rick and Rick was Negan? Then Andrew Lincoln would be Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan would be Andrew Lincoln. Anakin Skywalker, it's only an Android. Okay, I don't have Android. Giuseppe De Rosa, what if they made a Terra spin-off show? No comment. Giuseppe De Rosa, what if Samuel L. Jackson played as Negan? No comment. Anna Twink, if you go to Daryl Dixon's channel at 2 a.m. GMT, it's on YouTube the next episode. The full episode? How does he not get striked and his channel taken down? I post like a 10-minute reaction video, and sometimes it gets taken down. Fair use reaction video, I should say. Rebecca Mendez, we need a beta spinoff. Beta spinoff would be cool. Well, maybe a webisode. A beta webisode would be cool. I would watch that. Giuseppe De Rosa, what if Carl was played by Morgan Freeman? No comment. Rebecca Mendez, De Rosa, he's too old. Yeah, I mean, that's a given. There's a lot more problems with it than that. Giuseppe De Rosa, laugh my ass off. Animated Alex. I mean, he almost did when Logan mentioned his wife and kid. Yeah. Morgan, right? Yeah. Anna Twink, now we're playing. I think you're still talking about that Morgan Freeman joke. Animated Alex, I'll set up an abandoned Walmart and cover it with protection. That's a good way to go. Giuseppe Rosa, Logan versus the Wolves. The Wolves. Logan was just a wannabe Negan. Anakin Skywalker, it's a movie, TV show, streaming app. I got it on my streaming box. Yeah, I don't have that. Just if there was a what if Carl was black? LOL, just kidding. Then either Rick or Lori would have needed to be black, or they would need to adopt Carl for that to work. Animated Alex, Jason Voorhees versus Beta. Jason Voorhees, because he has the experience of killing people with his huge knife. Anna Twank recommend us. Now that would be a great Beta backstory. All right, I'm gonna go through maybe 2 more questions. So if you have a question that you want me to answer, write it now. None of these seem to be questions. So give me 2 good questions and we'll end the stream. There's one question here. Giuseppe Dosa, you think they added RJ because they knew they screwed up with killing Carl? Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's a lot of trash talking fear here. I probably agree with all of that. So I'm waiting for 2 good questions and then we'll end the stream. I do want to end it because I want to jump into my death prediction video, which might come out later than an hour after this, like I said earlier, because I need to take a breather for like 20 minutes after this stream before I can record that. So it'll still come out tonight, my death predictions for 10/12. It'll just come a little later than what I said earlier in the stream. If there are no questions, then we'll end it. Or to end the stream in 10. You have 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No questions, and that means the end of the stream. It's been fun, guys. Lots of great questions, lots of great discussions. Stay tuned for my death prediction for 10/12 tonight. Tomorrow night, I'm probably going to do a World Beyond video where I talk about the pictures they released, and also I'll do my Easter eggs video for 10/11 of The Walking Dead, so stay tuned for those. Maybe stay tuned for my reaction Saturday night if I end up watching it and reacting to it. In that case, our Q&A on Sunday will be split between spoiler section and a non-spoiler section. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks everyone for joining and asking questions. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one.